Beata Braniff, and we are going to discuss the topic of water. Beata have prepared multiple topics around how to program water, I assume. But also, I will be sharing my stories of my recent manifestations, as this is also what we're currently exploring within my participants of my program, Awaken Your Power. So we are going to start with first Beata showing us what specifics of water and how water can actually help us not only manifest but also help us in our lives. And then we're going to, let's say, intertwine, I hope this is the right word, intertwine it with my recent stories of A, my clients, and B, of mine, of manifestations. I would highly encourage Beata to share her manifestation stories, but I will not force you, so it will be your choice.
Okay. Hello. My name is Beata Braniff, and I'm also an energy healer. I do multidimensional cleansing. I do also cleanse past lives and stuff like this. So all cleansing, whatever is needed. Yeah, and I would like you to introduce you to water. Actually, how important it is for us, for Earth, just for existence. So, as you know, water. We have like 80%, 70, 60, depends on our age, water in our body, and people don't know that this is so important, because water is a being. You can say like that. And it is very sensitive, and it can read, gather information from surroundings. So the problem is that, like before, the water was clean, very clean. Rivers were clean, everything was clean. Now, because of the pollution, what we put into our bodies is not the best. And just imagine, because it is scientific proved that water can absorb information, all information, even very subtle information. Your thoughts, music can change the vibration of water, just everything. So imagine you live in a block of flats, and the water, is going through pipes, is going through your neighbor house, a neighbor flat, whatever. And for example, they quarreling, water hears it. So then it goes into your house, you drink it, and then you don't know why are you feeling so bad. You were all right, and suddenly, after drinking, I don't know, or eating soup or whatever, you don't feel well, because you, let's say, has eaten those vibrations. Or so that's why it's so important what you put into your body, what you drink. And because water gathers information, Dr. Masaru Emoto, he was a Japanese scientist, and he conducted many experiments. What he did, I can read it to you. He was using high-speed photography, which revealed how crystals are formed in frozen water, and they change the specific shape. So when the water was, for example, when there was a Buddhist monk, when Buddhist monk prayed, so the water changed into beautiful crystals. When someone was shouting at water, the water had really, really looked really, really bad. And so actually he was doing those experiments for a long time. And I can show you, because I have a beautiful set of cards. And for example, this is the word honesty creates a water crystal like this.
That's so interesting.
It's beautiful.
Do we have love vibration?
Just one moment. Eternity. Oh, thank you, for example. It's like this.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Why do they change colors?
Love for humanity.
Mm.
It's beautiful. And unfortunately, I don't have, or maybe fortunately, I don't have photos of, let's say, bad vibrations. But
Yeah.
what you can do, how water affects, let's say, our food.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on YouTube and put Dr. Emoto,
Mm-hmm.
Masaru Emoto experiment, rice experiment, you can see that this is an experiment you can do. You can take 3 glasses, put rice into it, then
Yeah.
on the first glass, you can put like a label,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, or I love you.
Yeah.
On the second one, you put the label, I hate you, or you are stupid. On
Mm-hmm.
the third one, nothing, just nothing, just
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Yeah.
And after 1 month, what Dr. Masaru did, but every day he was just looking, for example, the first one and saying, I love you, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, I hate you, I hate you.
Yeah.
Third one, nothing. And after a month, what happened that the rice in the first glass with thank you, I love you,
Mm.
it was like a beautiful and started fermented and it was like a nice smell.
Wow.
Second one turned into black color when there was like, hey, I hate you. And the third one, there was nothing on it, it was just ignored, turned into it started to rot.
Can I just share something? Because I have a lot of analogies. I have analogy from our yesterday sessions from attachment styles. So let's take a look at our yesterday session. So I asked Beata, of course, my favorite healer, to take a look at why have I experienced some particular illnesses, sicknesses recently, and what it showed specifically that my illness was tied directly to um, uh, feelings and emotions of hatred, of how to say this. Mm, bezsilność. It means we're both Polish, so it's easier for us, but uh, it means lack of ability to act when I was young, to stand up to the people who tried to hurt me. And depending on a, let's say, spiritual school or spiritual movement that you are at, I do not believe uh, to that extent that we have we choose our I don't believe in choosing your soul path when you were born. I don't believe in that. I believe that you choose your soul path every single day because you were given a particular choice in making decisions every single day when you're alive. So I was just, what we were exploring yesterday was this concept of, I am against saying that you have a particular contract with your parents, because I truly believe that you were born in this particular family just because. There is no, I don't believe that there is a reason. I don't believe, you are meant to learn something. I'm not so sure about this. I just believe that we are just born into families. It's hard because I know there were soul contracts with my parents and with my other people from my family, so I'm kind of going against what I saw in the source. But I believe that we need to step out of believing that everything is a soul contract, that everything you're binded by any words, that any past has any effect on you, because it is true that maybe in your previous incarnation you have particular soul contracts with a specific person or a specific, I don't know, organization. I believe there is a level of consciousness where none of this affects you and you are just fully in your power, understanding that purely with your thought, purely with your intention. And this is what we showed you in the last episode, where you showed this graph. I think I draw it where you can watch it. I'll link it somewhere here in the video. Was that our power as a human, our power as a manifestor, I hope this is the right word here. We are above any human laws, any laws of the universe. I truly believe we are even, I don't believe we're above source, but I believe we are source. There is no source externally that decides, what's your pathway going to be, because you have been given the right and you have been given the option to utilize your power to the fullest. If you realize that you are the only creator, yes, you can connect to the source, you can connect to the energy of unconditional love, but understanding that your power is actually just that this energy is pouring through you and you are being guided by your intentions, not by intentions of the source. You can be helped and you can be supported, but I truly believe unless you make a decision, I mean, it depends, because I was guided before. Now I'm more exploring the side of actually just, okay, let's figure it out. But we can ask source for guidance specifically, but understanding that you are the one who's managing the source energy and actually not just manipulating energy but actually creating circumstances, this is where your life is going to change. And what was I going to say? Looking at those jars, right? In psychology, we have three types of attachment styles. We have anxious attachment style, we have secure attachment style, and we have, I believe, like anxious avoidant. I don't remember the third one, but it's funny because I remember all of those videos of those psychologists, like what, how, for example, when you did nothing to this jar, what did it happen? It rot, right? It's exactly what happens to your children if you are not taking care of your children, if you are not putting attention to them. Well, I'm glad that I'm alive, because we, even yesterday, we were discovering, like, I wouldn't say suicidal thoughts, but when I was a child I wanted to die, like we could
Yeah,
have
it's
heard
even worse, to ignore children than, like, to say, "Oh, you stupid, do this." This is the worst thing you can do. Just ignore them.
really.
Yes, yes, because there was also an experiment.
Hmm.
It was very long
Yeah.
time ago, and now probably they wouldn't be allowed to do it. But it
Yeah.
was in a I don't know, in a foster home, somewhere like
Yeah.
this. And there were three children. So one exactly they did the same like to Rice.
Yeah.
One child was, loved and everything.
Horrible.
The other one was, "Oh, you stupid," and the third one was just left alone. And the
Yeah.
third one, which was left alone, died.
That's not funny. I laugh when I'm
I know,
stressed,
but
so
this is
yeah,
horrible. But
that's
just
horrible.
so it looks like
Oh,
any
I understand. It's relatively easy to understand. We are human beings. We do need to be socially connected. If you are alone, you think you're on your own. So
and I think this is the worst thing. Even like you are not you don't feel any connection to people, because it's like we exchange energy
yeah,
all the time with our environment, with people, with everything. So we need this.
yeah. And what I will share about manifestation and with your power, there are different, as I said, different types of movements in manifestations. There are people who believe that manifestation doesn't happen simply by your thought. It does. And recently, the cases of me, my clients. So, the biggest one that I've recently manifested was lowering my taxes from 738 pounds, 738 pounds to 52 pounds. And I was just affirming. I was literally, I didn't even set that. I'm not sure if I told you this. I wasn't even setting intention to lower my taxes. I was just affirming a particular affirmation. You can find my affirmation of the month on my Instagram, so it will be linked down below. But understanding that every thought creates. People assume that manifestation is a process that needs to take a long time. But if you have downloads from the source that your manifestation happens instantly, and you, I wouldn't say convince yourself enough, because it's actually just your subconscious. It really depends. If you believe there is a source outside of you, a source that creates your manifestations. I was once told by the source that I don't understand manifestation. A source told me this, that I understand source wrong, and that I am the one who's driving the manifestations, not the source. And this is where everything changed, where I actually stepped into my power and I started to affirm that I am the only creator in my reality. But of course, I also had some particular beliefs that were, it depends on what type of manifestation and healing school you went to, blah blah blah. What type of content do you feed yourself with? If you feed yourself with content that is in relation to, we're all, here to learn a lesson, we come down to earth to heal others. This is all collective consciousness beliefs that you need to take yourself out of. You don't need to help anyone. You are allowed. This is what I was releasing recently, that I had this inner, I would say, helper. I would say it's like this victim triangle, the victim, persecutor, and the and victim, persecutor, and the helper. And I had a big, for me it stemmed from religious backgrounds, but I had this big helper idea. And this actually, it doesn't necessarily affect you to that extent, but you may even build your business around helping other people, whereas you do not need to help other people as in pour them, out of the ground. No, I believe that the best way, especially as a coach, to help people is to give them, particular tools, particular. mm,
Yes, exactly.
I mean, for example, in business, you do need proper business skills. You do need a proper strategy. But unless you are going to learn this strategy, giving an example, I used to work with a marketing agency for a month because I decided I'm not going to be working with them. But uh, if I didn't know how marketing worked, and if I didn't know how to run ads on my own, that, if I am going to use someone else's account, someone else can, take my data and I will be dependent on them. And this is exactly what they tried to do. They put it in nice words to say like, oh, we'll do it all for you, but I am a psychic. When my dominant clairvoyant skill is a clairvoyant feeling, and I instantly feel what are the intentions behind. Like when we speak with Beata, we just like when we ask ourselves questions, it's just, oh, okay, what is the truth behind this situation? And we just ask ourselves, like our heart, what do we feel? Because we can, like, truly, if someone lies to me, I can feel it instantly. But in this situation, I knew that this was like a manipulative tactic, because I just felt it. And the way how I teach other people, for example, sales funnels or how to run your own business, is not just reliant on, on a business strategy, but actually awakening your own power to, to be able to do it without me. I am happy. I will be happy and fulfilled for you to work with me for, 5 next years, and that's okay. But what I also focus on is helping others awaken their power, so that we are, supporting each other and we are empowering each other, but we're not fully dependent on, treating me as my mother. There is this case, and like, for example, when I worked with clients who were coaching others as well, they would go into this role of a mother. I need to do this for my client. No, they are adults. And I don't know why, but this just come up to me today, that we specifically, this is the big trap of healers, I believe, that many people want to help people because they want to help themselves. I would say this is the first step, this is the first stage. Then they realize, oh great, I'm helping other people, I want to earn more. But at this level, you're still not taking enough money for your services. Then you're integrating, earning great money, not low, not low prices, not, how to say this, sacrificing yourself for your client, but also giving the supportive structure. And I believe this is healthy, because there is a difference between, someone saying with confidence, I'm going to set up a business. My first business failed because I believed in myself to the extent where I didn't have my power, really, because I didn't have the tools, I didn't have the skills. But that wasn't what stopped me. What stopped me was actually that I got manipulated. This is what we touched yesterday. I haven't said this on the session, but what we touched yesterday was that I was emotionally abused when I tried to run my own first business, and this is what led me to depression. So I believe if I didn't, base my opinion and validation on others, this situation probably wouldn't have happened. But because I'm speaking also in relation to the water. If you're going to put yourself in an environment that speaks to you, that, you're not capable, you're not this, you're not that. Today, what we were doing with Beata, we were checking, how can I earn $1 million in a span of 3 months? Because I know people who've done this, and I believe I am capable of this. But you can actually utilize source in your business activities. And this is what I do for my clients, because it's just, why not? That's the first one. I genuinely, the reason why I got into spirituality was because I knew that I needed all of the resources, all of the knowledge, and all of the tools to actually move my. I like, truly, this is why I went into spirituality, because I was trying to move forward in my business, but I was not seeing the effects. Constantly, I was attracting issues. Constantly, I was attracting struggle, and this was happening all the time. And even when I looked into this marketer, into those, because I had mainly two people I worked with within my business that almost brought me to bankruptcy. And I looked at it energetically. And
Wow.
what it turned out was that I had a belief. It was a ancestral belief that I need to fight with men. And this is when we cleansed this, I realized, oh my god, like this is so true. And I was genuinely attracted. I was creating those situations because of the beliefs that were somewhere
Mhm.
ingrained. But at some point I even gave up. I was like, no, I am not going to participate in this. But the funniest thing, I signed up to another business mentorship. I'm not sure if I looked at it with you, but I signed up to another mentorship because one of the previous mentors I've signed up to, uh, suddenly there was this change of plans. Like it was Christmas and they stopped. Like there was supposed to be a meeting. They were supposed to help me with my business, and they say, yeah, sure, we're going to help you on the meeting, and they didn't come. And I was like, oh no, I'm not engaging in this. But I was like, this is a program. I knew it was a program, but I was like, okay, I thought I released it. I signed up to another business mentorship, and this happened again. And I was like, oh, I'm not reacting to the 3D right now because this must be some deep shit. Like literally. And this is where it hit me. I signed up to another mentor who literally the day I submitted my application, I was procrastinating this decision. Not procrastinating, but I was waiting for the right moment. I was waiting to join when I was ready to move forward in a Polish market in a particular setting. This is the day when this mentor went on a trip somewhere and he was absent for 3 months. I was like, I know, like it finally hit home. Like this is an issue with men and I need to work with a belief with men. So if you have been experiencing some difficulties, for example, in your business and, earning money, sometimes it's not about the effort that you will put in, it's about your beliefs. And this is exactly what happened to my client. She was losing money. If you are constantly losing money, if you are constantly maybe approaching not bankruptcies, but approaching failures. Do you know you don't need to approach failures? Failure is a program. And when we looked at it at her field, it was that when she was failing, she was taught when she was young that if you are going to be successful, they are going to shout at her because she's also Polish. So you know how Polish people like treat. Okay, this is a belief. Let's erase this belief. But you know how there is a big part of people within Poland who treats their children with shame, with guilt when you are doing something fun, oh, you're supposed to work, just like not treating them well. And what it turned out that she was unconsciously, of course, creating situations in her life and in her business where she was either losing money or clients. She actually came to me because she was losing clients and she didn't know why. And this was because she was trying to subconsciously, it wasn't a conscious mechanism, prove to her family that she's a part of it. And it's interesting how we just connected, this whole when you're left alone. She wasn't left alone. She was actually just experiencing that, whenever she was confident. This is exactly what happened for me. When I was confident and I was showing my power, I would be like stepped over. This is what we are healing in me yesterday.
But I had, similar situations.
Yeah. But you see, this is a big thing that if you are experiencing issues in your business, this has lasted with me for a few years, that I had a bit of success and then no. And it almost felt as if I didn't have the power to change this. Everyone has a power to change this, but you need to, if this is a deep belief, you need to cleanse it from your field. It may be ingrained on your soul, but first, when we looked with this client as if why she is not able to move forward in her business to start her own programs, it showed as if she was afraid to become an expert. She was afraid to show her leadership because if she's going to show her leadership, someone might shout at her because this is what she experienced. And because sometimes people have those feelings. For example, you're trying to record a YouTube video, you're trying to show up as a leader, but you have this imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome can be healed. People accept this as we discussed it last episode. Like people accept mental diseases, physical diseases. You don't have to accept them. What we do as healers, we heal the I would say primordial causes of those issues, so that not only you are able to stop experiencing and actually physically, as I had a client who was losing her hair. I'm not sure if I told you this, but I had a client who was losing her hair, and she was losing her hair because it was a direct representation of inability to be authentic in her life. And it was derived from when she was a child, and she just changed environments to the one that treated her as she was like a misfit. And we needed to heal this rather than so it's funny how all of this is connected to water as well. Like if you don't believe affirmations, every single thought that you think you create think twice. I didn't believe it either until I started to experience it myself. Like I have, because people think you need to affirm for a long time. No, you don't. It is easy. It is easy. It is simple. And sometimes a simple intention can be enough. So you need to understand your power. If you don't believe in your power, if you suppress your power, or you, because hey, you might have been taught that you don't have power like this. Like it's, I believe there are not that many people within maybe a belief. Maybe I don't attract them because I believe this, but I, uh, it, you need to understand every single thought that you think creates, and it will create whatever you want. If you believe, because you have been in those self-love, mindfulness movements, that you need to put yourself first, and you know in order to be with a man you need to be high value, you need to wear particular, this is bullshit, this is not true. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be loving yourself, but there is no level of self-love that you are required to have in order to attract your partner. And
Mhm.
genuinely, like, you don't need to be rich. What does even rich mean? We all have different level of rich. Are you
This is a simple thing. You just need to,
yeah,
from
decide.
my own experience,
Yeah.
just, I'm not saying understand yourself and accept yourself and just love yourself and that's it. This is
I
it.
don't even believe this, Bata. I genuinely don't believe this. I believe
No,
I believe
I'm
you.
saying from my own experience
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
everyone is different. So actually,
yeah,
you might need something different than I did,
yeah,
and that's why. But I just wanted to go back to water because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
imagine,
Ooh.
let's say this is a human and water is
It's like,
like,
oh my
let's say,
god, I'll just say one thing. I have a name for my book. You know what's the name of this book? This is a perfect glass. You know? Guess.
is it how you call chalice? No.
No. Uh, I am the Graal. It looks like a
What
Graal.
is it?
And
Oh, yeah,
this is the title of my book.
holy. So
Yeah.
imagine that like level of the water in our body is like this, and water reacts to everything around it, and obviously if your thoughts and everything. So here, if someone is playing loud music, let's say really, let's say heavy metal stuff like this,
Yeah.
so it lowers your vibration because water inside you reacts with it. Someone is shouting, again, it lowers your vibrations. You drinking, you bought, I don't know, water in a plastic bottle, which is not good. If you buy water, please try in a glass bottle. So
I
you,
just have a plastic bottle here because I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
try
no.
this one.
So you pouring again into your body, and honestly, today's water is not good unless you live, I don't know, by the spring, or you know how to cleanse the water. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Just like the first thing, for example, I recommend to my family just to buy a simple filter. I don't want to say the names, but
Yeah.
just it cleanse from like a physical
Perfect.
debris and stuff like
Yeah.
this. Then the next thing, what you can do, you can just use in India. What they do, uh, they grab a jar of I don't know, of like a glass jar, or
Mhm.
like made from oh my god, how is glina? Clay,
No
made of
idea.
clay. They pour water into it. They leave it for 1 day so the water can calm down. They
Really?
surround they surround jugs with crystals, or they put inside, for example. You can have different crystals like a green. Actually, I have like one blue, or you can even put like this, close to the jug. So water absorbs, energy vibrations from crystals. So what else you can do? What I use, because in my family, my girls, they do energetic pictures. So I
Mhm.
just place a photo of it close to water.
Mhm.
That's just one. There are very simple ones, like this one. This one is for manipulations, actually,
Mm.
like this one.
They are
Or
amazing.
I have more, I have lots. That one. This is my favorite as well. I know that they look similar, but they're not.
They don't. They don't.
Oh, it's
This
this
is
one.
your favorite.
This was my favorite. This actually is a connection to the source as
Is
well.
this like Activation.
Yeah.
Mm,
This is very complex, and if someone knows how to do it, so actually you can do a meditation a
I can
second
feel it.
with that
Yeah.
picture. Yeah. What else can you do? Like you can also buy, obviously, like on our internet, like things which change the structure of water, so our body can absorb it better, easier. What else? You must be very careful. For example, oh, I didn't bring it. Your mugs. What is on your mug? Actually, if it's like love, I don't know, heal,
Yeah.
like abundance, it's all right. If it's like a nice picture, but very often, my daughter, she had a mug, and there was something in English, annoy people, something like this.
Yeah.
And for a long time, she, after we discovered it later,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
she drank, tea from that, she was like, everything annoys me. It was something like this.
Yeah.
And then I just realized, look at your mug. What is written on it?
Yeah.
And then she stopped it. She bought another one, and it changed. So you must be very careful
Yeah.
with what is on your mug. What is, like, if you have a bottle, what
What
is
you
on
put
your,
in and what you put out.
yes,
What you
exactly. But what is, because as from the rice experiment, every single label you have on your food, on your water, it changes vibration.
I'll
Every single label, even it's the same with what you have a t-shirt, and there is like, if it's okay, I love
yeah.
peace and something, okay, so it vibrates on you,
Yeah.
and water is reading, yeah. So if you have like a I hate something something, so it's gonna vibrate, and then after a while you're gonna feel like it, and you literally gonna hate. So whatever surrounds us, every single picture,
Yeah.
what you have on your clothing, uh, everything, literally
Everything, everyone, every single word that you say, every single piece of
exactly.
furniture.
Music,
This is
music, what you watch, like you watch, for example, like BBC News in Poland is like different stuff.
yeah.
It
Who
vibrates, it
watches TV,
vibrates,
Beata?
you
Beata,
absorb
if
it.
you're watching this channel, stop consuming media. Like I
Exactly.
cannot, I cannot highlight it further. Not only it keeps you in low vibration, but you are going to experience okay, let's not program you guys. It doesn't have to work that way. But if you when I was a child, I used to be a big fan of High School Musical. Do you know my story with one guy was a repetition of a High School Musical story? I realized it later when someone told me that we repeat the stories that we watch. And
Hmm.
I even remember, like, I even remember feeling like Gabriela Montez. She's like this lady from this movie, and I was like, I realized that a year after that, this was literally so ingrained in my subconscious that I unconsciously created this situation, because every single of your belief, every single thought that you have creates. But I don't want you to be afraid of your beliefs. I don't want you to be like, oh my god, I have so many beliefs. No, stop and give yourself the power over your beliefs. The minute this is, I would say, the lower level of healers, not lower level as if, oh, there's something wrong with you. If you believe you are a victim of your beliefs, or that beliefs hold power over you, no, they don't. You are above your money, you are above everything that there is. Whoever told you that something is not possible. I have clients, for example, who were told by other people that something is impossible. But first thing, you need to understand that it's impossible. It's a belief in itself. It's an assumption of someone else. But what I wanted to
Hmm.
say also about what you said before is that it's amazing what you said about the mugs and the communication. This is also what I teach to my clients around marketing. We had this case where one of my clients, she had a picture and she was promoting her services, and she said, mm, she was referring to a negative association. I was like, oh my god, I can already feel this word. Like, this does not fit here. Address the client's desire, not like, oh my god, I'm going to help. Something across the lines of, I'll help you stop feeling inadequate. Like, no, let's not do this. Like, we don't want to be. If you are going to even a couple of days ago, I was looking for something. I was looking for something in my house, but you need to understand, at the level of an awakening, when you've cleansed most of your beliefs, and you are literally physically open and intuitive. And women, I mean, I'm not a man, so I cannot really say, but intuitively, once you're connected to the source, you will feel 100% what is. I believe this is related to our this is a clairvoyant skill that you need to learn, and you need to cleanse your beliefs. But um i I lost something, you know. I was looking for a SIM card. I needed a new SIM card. And you know what I said to myself? I don't know why I said this. It was like a belief that was from the past, like, oh, you always lose things. And I immediately, all of my nervous systems, I almost could have felt as if the neurons in my mind stopped, you know, triggering, because I used to believe this. I used to repeat this to myself. And a long, long time ago, I remember, it was a long time ago, like when I was a child, I didn't know that manifestation worked that way. And we were once on a trip to, I don't know, the type of a city where we were on a trip. And I said, oh, you know, I always lose things. 5 minutes later, I'm canceling this intention.
Yeah.
If you say something that you are not in alignment with, cancel it.
Yeah, I do the same. I do the same. Just like,
Yeah.
just, you know, some stupid thoughts, and no, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, 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 no. Yeah, exactly. Erase, erase, erase. And I lost the hat, like literally. And it's like, you can imagine this. This is actually something I read from a book. I don't believe it works that way, but it will be a good analogy. There was a book which told me that if you've lost something, it is stuck between two dimensions. It is stuck on the fourth dimensions, which is a bit. Well, it is actually true. I've been to this dimension. This is where I teleported between.
We're
But
moving, you know, we're moving
no,
in
but
and out. Yeah.
the reason why I teleported was because I had an intention. I think I'm not sure if I covered this in the previous podcast, that there was this there was this place in Matrix where they called and they hide, and I was like, is this? I was literally asking, like, is this place real? I was teleported to that place. So I read in this particular, they call it fourth dimension. I'm not sure what's the name of this dimension. It's
In
międzywymiary.
between
In
dimensions.
between, exactly, in between dimensions. So what I read in one's book, that if you have lost something, just call it out of the they called it fourth dimensions. I don't believe it's the fourth. I believe it's that this is what source told me, like in between dimensions, so that it appears. Do not give power to your emotions. Do not give power to your fears, because your fears are just associations to your emotions. If you think about it, you know, like I got physically scared, but it was because I had so many situations in my life previously. I didn't feel it, but I could have seen, like, you know, all of the past experiences in my neurons. Whatever happened to you in the past does not have power over you unless you give it the power.
Yes.
Similarly, with your incarnations. If you have been a healer for a long time who is looking into your incarnations, you are benefiting from this situation, and you need to stop healing and start living. So we as healers, uh, we should focus first on the grounding, on living your life to the fullest, and having the most luxurious experiences of all. And uh, having said this, I have decided to change the place that I'm going to, Bali, with Beata's support and some cleanse of my beliefs, that I should actually allow even more luxury into my life. And you're going to see me in Beata in 7 days. Okay,
Wow.
8 days really. But the most I don't I know why, but the place that I am most excited to visit, I mean, I'm not going to really visit, but I will be there. It's India. But I know I had incarnations in India. And you know, you have the elephants around you. Can you see? uh,
Yes.
I don't know why, but I am so excited. Even because when I was little, I had this habit. I always had salty things, and for example, I would have a sausage, and I
Hmm.
like we like. Well, in Poland we eat a lot of sausages, but like uh, I had, I would have like parówki. I don't know, like breakfast sausage, and I would have it with yogurt. And you know, when it hit me, when I went to an Indian restaurant and they have this mango lassi, you actually drink it. Mango lassi is like a drink with yogurt. It's a
Uh-huh.
yogurt that you eat with your. I don't know. I ate it with dinner, and this is when it hit me. Like, of course, I must have had an incarnation in India, because it's just like, especially when you're young. I used to be obsessed with Egypt. Funny, because even my mom took me to Egypt, and as we spoke about it last time, of course I was sick. I was vomiting all over the bus. I was 7 year old. I was lying on the floor of a bus, but I had curses from Egypt back then. So when you are young and you had a particular obsessions, all of those little weird obsessions that you have. You used to say that you have obsessions, but about Native Americans. I remember this.
And Tibet.
And Tibet. This
Yeah.
is because we as souls, we remember everything.
Mhm.
The fact that you're not consciously aware that your obsession is related to this does not mean. I remember I was obsessed with Egypt when I was young, and this was, I would even watch series about it. It's all, and what I've observed in, at least in my life, when I was yet affected, when I was not standing in my full power, that I had a lot of those incarnations coming back to me, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So just saying that, but there is a space for you to open yourself up to actually just manifesting purely, but having to know your incarnations and all of that is also a,
Yeah, it can be helpful, but it can't like determine your life now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because this is a different life, different experience.
what's your opinion on Akashic records? Because I have my own opinion.
My opinion, there are so many, let's say, levels in our universe, and there is a place, but actually I don't use it. I don't go there. I go straight to the source
Yep.
for information, let's say, for help, because I don't trust.
Me
Because
too.
the address can be redirected.
I would say,
And you think you go to the Akashic records, and you don't. So
I believe Akashic records is a podpięcie, is like a dimension that is. Do you know this word in English? Because I don't have this word. It's a.
it's let's say fake connection, maybe, let's call it like
Not
this.
even a fake. I believe this is a actual dimension, but it is not truth based.
Mm-hmm.
As in, it does have actual information of what happened, but
Hook up.
Sorry.
I check it in the dictionary. So podpięcie looks like hook up.
No, not a hook.
No,
I'll check this word later.
It's not the right one.
It's like a fraud dimension.
Yeah.
It's like a matrix. That's what I meant. It's like a matrix that holds you in believing that, again, it is fun to check your incarnations, but if you believe you cannot change your circumstances.
Yeah, but it's easy to explain. Let's say you want to go to Akashic records, which are here.
Yeah.
Are here. And because, let's say, the others, they want to redirect it, so you think you're going there, but actually you're going there. Okay, maybe it's like kind of the same direction, but actually you finish up there. But and you're getting information from here.
You know what I realized? I think this is not what like the reason, because I just remembered my first, when I was looking all of those information up. I think the reason why we believed, or I believed in Akashic records before, is because every single soul is looking for the source within them.
Yeah, everyone like yesterday we said, like, everything what actually you need is inside you.
And this is the oh, I know what I'm going to do in Bali now. You just inspired me to write this book, because the reason why I have called it I Am the Graal, this is not a coincidence. This is what I describe in my courses and my programs, is that everything, all of the power is within you. As I said in my previous videos, in my webinars, the reason why we're clairvoyant is not because we bought a hat and we put a hat. It was unlocked within us. It was a skill that we innate, not just activated. Activation of your soul is not enough for you to be clairvoyant. Like, some people are naturally awakened, but most of people do need proper training and proper practice. It's not going to be, a one day I'm clairvoyant. No, because you may be, as Beata said, you are not reading from the source, you are reading from other vibrations. Because it's not to say that you can't speak with universal laws. You can, but the question is, not the question, but like the truth is, you as a human are above the powers of the universe. We can bend time, we can bend space, not, but even science now says, because like for us as healers, we already have been doing that. Like we know, like we can physically manipulate objects, physically manipulate energy, but there's this theory, and this is
I know. Can I say something?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
like
I'll check it out. I'll
Canon,
check it
and
out today.
she said you came here to learn how to manipulate energy, and also she said that the fear is a abstract thing. It's just
Yeah.
it's for entertaining people. Fear is not real.
There is this new theory. I don't really remember, but it's actually in the recent years, gravitational. I have it in my course. I needed to do a bit. I needed to explain it on a whole new level. But there are new scientists, like physicists. They are now like understanding that we can actually bend like all of this earth matrices, and we manipulate energy. Like, because for me it's not funny, because it's like it makes me laugh, because like witches, like us, like we kind of know, but like it's even more interesting how from the scientific point of view everyone is like, oh my god, we finally confirmed this, whereas, example, did I said this, that I lowered my taxes, or have I not said this on this call?
Yeah, you said it.
Whereas I just lowered my taxes with intention, like literally, and I wasn't even affirming the taxes. So if you are watching this and you are wondering if you are going law of manifestation, I actually personally don't believe that you need to know any universal law. You just need to know that you are the creator. You are the most powerful creator that there can be. Everyone can be affected by you. Even recently, this has pros and cons. If you may be afraid of your power, and this is what I usually like cleanse my clients from, because this is what may be blocking your manifestations. You don't believe in yourself, or you believe that there is going to be something bad happening to you because you will use your power for the bad. But even recently, my dad got sick, and I was like, damn. But you know what? I remember that when I was young, I went on a camp, and there was this girl whose dad died when she was on a camp, and I literally, I don't know why, but I had this thought like, oh my god, like I just remembered this, and I was like, fuck, like that's why he's sick. Like that's why he's sick, and I just need to say, no, he's healthy, and that's it. I'm not even affirming. I'm just saying, no, he's healthy. I don't care, because people don't have. If you don't believe in affirmations, if you don't believe in manifestation, well, manifestation will work anyway. It's going to work. If you believe it's not going to work, it's not going to work for you, because the reason why manifestation work is not because, oh, there's a manifestation, no, you give the power with your intention. If you you know if you are going to not believe in your power, like this is going to be, it's going to be shown to you in the exact way. If you believe your power is like, as we did yesterday, 50%, it's going to be like, yeah, 50%. But if you believe in your full power, you will have the ability to manifest instantly, to manifest and heal instantly, without having to, as I said, you don't have to have years of healing to heal from a sickness, from whatever situation that you're experiencing. And unless you're going to start believing in miracles, you are at the disadvantage of actually living your life the way you want. Sorry, the way you want to. So I just wanted to touch upon that even another, because like I just wanted to make it very clear that if you are I had a friend come to my flat, who like he broke my handle, and it was instantly obvious to me why, because he said, oh, I'm such a, not a loser, but like he used those words like, if you believe that about yourself, if you don't need to a letter A, you don't need to believe in yourself to start affirming a new version of your reality. But B, if you are not aware that your words create your reality, this is where you're at a disadvantage. When you will realize that you actually have this power, you'll be able to create anything you want. But you need to become,
Yeah. Yes,
um,
exactly. Yeah, coming back to water,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
would like again.
Yes.
So, if you want to energize your water, the simplest thing is you can use pictures around it, or you're drinking tea or whatever. So you can choose a nice coasters, for example, which resonate with you.
Yeah.
But just be careful what is written
Yes.
again, and the symbols. Symbols might be very, very, let's say, dangerous as well. So
Just
it's the
one more
best,
thing
like,
I will say.
flowers and stuff like this. You can even put, like, if you have like a bottle of water
Yeah.
and it's a summertime, so you can put you can put into your garden
Yeah.
next to beautiful, let's say, bushes or whatever, or flowers or
I love that.
herbs. So this is the way. And another way, so you take a glass of water and actually you just close your eyes and you just send this love to it from your heart.
You know what I actually do?
Mhm.
I'm a very practical person. I would, I forget most, like, okay, erase, erase, erase. Uh, Whenever I pour water, I just say it's the water from the source. I just program it with intention. That's it.
Yeah, intention, exactly. Or just, oh, it's the best water for me. That's it.
Yeah. And
And it's because, like, for example, like lakes in Tibet, in Mongolia, they have like the blueprint, the primary energy still. So you can say, if you have like a favorite place, and I don't know, you've been somewhere by the seaside, so you can also, like, even with your mind, with your thoughts, just bring that energy into your drink. Easy.
can you
Yeah.
repeat that? Like, can you repeat? How do we do that?
For example, I like Fuerteventura, and I love the dunes and the water there. It's beautiful colors, turquoise, still, whatever.
Yes.
And I always, like, see it in my mind, and I love this energy, and I just, with my thought, bring this energy into the glass of
I
water
love
or
this.
tea, and
You
it's
know,
and you drink it, and you're there.
but I'm still, I'm always like this suspicious lady. I always use source energy. Like wherever I go, I just spread source. Source is love. Source, when you connect to the
Yes, you
source.
you can use it. It's up to you, whatever you like. Yeah, it's a free will.
True.
Free will. So that's why, as you said before, you can do whatever you want. You can ask for help, the source, yes, but you're free.
Yeah.
And the whatever happens in your life, it's your creation, no one else's.
Even situations where you feel, well, can you feel into this situation? In the morning, I went to a shop and there was this man. He was like a worker. And I said, you can use the self check-in uh, cashier,
Mhm.
I know, but I would rather use this one. I was like, is he stupid? I mean, it was just a thought, but I was like, why am I reacting to this? Why am I reacting to 3D? Why am I judging someone? Can you feel
Yeah.
into this? Do you think I created it? Like, because sometimes I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I believe personally that once you learn to, like, just I don't care, because sometimes we go, oh, why have I created this? Why have I no, just like choose another affirmations for a new creation. And I just said, no, all of the men treat me with respect. All of men love to treat me as a princess. All of men always have been kind and nice to me. And I expect this from the next situation. Because, you know, um, sometimes when you're manifesting, especially when you're affirming, you may become obsessed with reactions of other people. But when you let go, it's the easiest acceptance, I believe, is the easiest way to just like, no, this is not my
Yeah, but
reality.
the thing is, it doesn't matter their reaction, it matters your reaction.
Yeah.
That's it. Because things might happen, you might see, but it's how do you react.
Yeah.
This is because you can, and this is the power when you have how I react, for
But
this,
it's,
for that.
it's your yeah, it's your opinion because I have different opinions about whether we are actually living on Earth or not. I don't believe we're living on Earth. I believe we're living. Every single soul is living in a matrix that they have created for
Yes,
themselves.
yes, yes, yes. As I said, every single one has their own universe.
Uh-huh. I
Yes,
do not.
but this is my opinion as well,
Yeah.
because this is my word, my perception. Yours can be similar. That's
What
why
do you
from
believe
time
about
to
me
time
then? Do
we
I
meet.
exist?
Yeah.
Do you believe I exist? Or do you believe I'm your creation? Because I'm not going into that direction because, as I said, my goal is to earn 1 million pounds in pounds or dollars. I'll think about it in 3 months. But I must admit, I've stopped believing in any. I believe everything is my creation.
You know
Everything.
what? I think that maybe from my perspective,
Yeah.
you are the person I needed, because without you, never ever I would record a podcast in English. It wouldn't happen without you.
But we can create mentors.
No, but it's just I think like the source, because you ask for help. But sometimes it like, let's say, sends you people you need, for example.
And when I was moving to Bali, and no, this is the right. This is not the appropriate direction I wanted to take. When I was ready to finally move to Bali, I met a friend who's also moving, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't necessarily move that quickly. But she was, she's younger than me. She doesn't have a she is an influencer, but she doesn't have a like a coaching business like me. And she just said, no, I'm just moving out. Like, like it was easy, simple. I was like, okay, maybe I can, because you know me for a bit longer. I have always been. I'm very structured person, very organized. Uh, Sales funnels, business was always above my, not my pleasure, but rather I need to be financially stable and have all of the systems in place before I move anywhere. Like this was how I lived my life for the last 5 years. I
Mhm.
needed to build a system. I need to build a structure which was going to help other people. But this was the first time I've ever came across someone, maybe not the first time, but it actually like resonated with me. Like, I can be a bit crazy. I know, like, for other people, probably what we discuss is crazy. Like, for us, it's normal. Like, this is our normal conversation. Whenever I call Beata, whenever she calls me, this is like normal. But like for
Yeah.
me, moving to Bali for like 30 days for fun, then I'm moving. I'm not going to say where I'm moving next because this is a surprise secret, because I am going to be there probably for 3 months. But funny enough, this was harder for me to make this spontaneous decision than to be, not even because I wasn't stuck where I am now, but rather than, being structured. This was out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Doing something that was crazy, because it wasn't about pleasure. It was about, well, actually adjusting my plans a bit so that I can do it in a different setting. This is something I wasn't used to. I was always used to. I'm not used to. I used to be not a nomad, but for example, a couple of years ago, I changed where I live like 4 times in a year. And I got so tired that I got to this decision like, no, I'm not moving anymore. But this was the time where I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And she just appeared and she said, like, I'm moving out. I was like, wow, am I chickening out or something? But funny enough, I have another friend who also moved to Sri Lanka right now, and I don't know what happened, but she added this on her Instagram that you still don't believe in manifestation, and I'm living in a Sri Lankan villa for free. So like I'm still this the
Wow.
reason why I haven't booked a hotel today was that because I'm manifesting miracles. You have no idea what type of miracles you can manifest. You can win a lottery. You can do like, because people assume, this is what I'm opening myself up to. I have always been an entrepreneur. Like since I was, I don't know, 20, I have started to build my business. I have, it sounds hard. It sounds harsh and it sounds very earthy, but I've worked my way up. It's not a good belief to have because you don't need to work hard to work your way up. But this was actually stopping me from,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah, because I was like, I'm better because I've worked my way up. Do not compare yourself to entrepreneurs who have been in years in your industry, because you as a creator may be as creative as others. And this is what I teach in my program as well. Like, do not compare yourself to me, to others. I used to compare myself to those big public speakers, whereas with some of them I've met them and I would never would like to be like them. So no offense to anyone, but I want to be myself. I want to be authentic, and I want to run my business how I want to. And this is what I teach to other people. But what I wanted to also cover was, you know, sometimes you would have, this is what Source once told me, you would have manifested this easily, but you have a big ego and you wanted to prove to yourself that you can. And
Yeah,
like literally, this is what Source told me.
I'm laughing. Yeah, I'm laughing because it applies to me.
Yeah, like stop. Oh yeah, we discussed this yesterday. Stop, you know, looking to be the entrepreneur of the year, the Forbes 500, because it doesn't matter. I don't understand people, as in I understand, because it's a program of competition, of ego, of fight, of being the best. You can be the best in your reality, but you don't have to fight for it. You can manifest it with ease. So this is a difference where it comes to manifestations, that it is going to happen easy. If it's going hard, it means you have a program that life is
Mhm.
hard. Usually this is what I teach in my program and in my courses, that when life gets hard for you, it is usually related to pregnancy programming, that you were pushed, like your mother pushed your pregnancy. I'm not going to cover this in this video, but it is actually a program that you can heal. You can heal anything. Even recently, when I was feeling like there was something with my body, I didn't feel safe in my body. It just triggered in me. And one of the other healers that I asked for support, she just saw that my bones were not feeling in the place. Like they felt that they didn't, that muscle were on its own, like, because each of our single pieces of body has a single consciousness, like you can connect to this
Mhm.
consciousness.
Yes.
And uh, the muscles thought that they are on its own, because this was like a representation of what we discussed, like of the glass. I was left on my own, and this is what I felt my whole life. Like I needed to create a support structure within myself, but even my body had this remembrance, or this memory of being on its own. And my body was not helping me go forward, because muscles wanted to go whereas bones wanted to stay. And it's funny, because once we heal this is where moving to Bali, etc., etc., because sometimes it's not about going harder and faster, etc., because if you are going harder and it's not working, well, you have programming that you need to cleanse.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to show you more because
Yes,
Masaru Moto photos got prosperity.
I love that. It looks like a diamond ring that
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
soon
Prosperity,
receive.
self-love, and another one, happiness.
You see, can you compare self-love to love for humanity? Can you
Uh, Where's
I
that?
have this need for you to take one more card, but with like reading a card. Can you read us a card?
Mhm. Uh, Love for humanity, self-love. It's similar but different.
I
It's
don't
not
like the
anything. No,
self-love.
it's different. Look.
I know, I can see, but this is why I'm not against self-love, but I believe you are love, and the level of love as source is infinite. And the way how we expand, how we manifest, how we set those intentions, there is no limit in your energy. It is a belief that energy is like, that there can be only love for myself. No, you can have love for yourself, for your
Nice.
partner, for
Nice. I just look at this. What card would you like?
I
Just
don't know, pour the one that you're guided to.
because I have. You know what? It's just the easiest one. It's my favorite. Life loves you.
I love that.
Louis Hay and Robert Holden.
Mm,
Card for today for us, for you all. Let's
yes.
say this is very nice because I have many cards and decks. Okay. Sorry. I am beautiful
I
and
love that.
everyone loves me. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And on the back, I am beautiful and everybody loves me. Carry this thought with you today and notice the effect on you and others.
Yeah. I love it.
Ah, I like it.
You can
and,
imagine
and
yourself.
another one, Victoria, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can imagine yourself after this live, after this podcast, that you are this glass, and how you're going to speak to this glass is this quote: I
Mhm.
am beautiful and everyone loves me. And remember that you will see the effects, because
Yeah.
I believe people don't see effects of manifestations because they haven't been taught that this is how it works. Once you believe that it works, it will work.
But if people have problem, let's say with saying things or oh I love you, something like this, they can surround yourself with nice pictures, like for example, like I did in my room. And this is the first one I started a long
Here.
time ago. This is just a simple, you are loved. it was the simplest thing. So just put nice pictures around you, drink from a nice glasses, and also if you need like a little bit of vibrations, you can use different glasses like red to support your root chakra, orange chakra, yeah, yellow for your solar plexus, and green for your heart, blue for your throat. Gosh, what color is here? Purple?
Indigo.
Indigo. And then for your crown chakra is, I use white. I just like white. Yeah, so, yeah. So there's so many ways, just to put nice vibrations into your food, into water. Like in China, I don't know if they do it now, but if the like chef was angry, he wasn't allowed to cook, because
No, yeah.
when you prepare your food, drinks, so do it with a nice intention, with a nice vibes, not when you're
I'll
angry.
show you something. So yesterday I showed this to Beata, but whenever I buy something, I just buy nice stuff, nice that look nice. For example, I'm not going to share a brand, but I bought a highlighter that looks like this. I bought a pink blush that looks like this. And for me, it's important. This is what we cover in my first week of my program, is to actually cleanse everything around you. This is even what my clients reported. Like, I'm buying all of those, I have went to a massage and done this, I've done that. But because my house looks like a mess, I cannot focus. I was like, yes, this is what we cover in the first week. Unless you're going to start taking care of yourself, of your surroundings, and also the people you surround yourself with. I love spending time with Beata. We have similar values, similar skills, but also similar approach to life, because it's the
Good vibes, yeah, me too.
because there is a difference between manifest. I don't believe that we need to change someone. I believe there is plenty of people in the world that you don't need to change a person. I believe sometimes you need to change a person, not affirm and manifest a person, because there are so many. You can change a person. Like, it is possible to affirm a different version of them. But I also believe that sometimes you just don't resonate. Of course, it's related to programming, but sometimes you're just not on the same. You just don't vibrate, and that's okay. You don't need to look, it's because of this. If you don't vibrate with someone, I had a simplest example for you guys. When I went to a store, I wanted to buy crackers. I don't know if that's the name. I think it will be different in English. It's like something across the line of crisps. It's not really crisp, but let's say it was crisps. I literally touched a package and I felt like something was off. But I didn't want a big package. This was the smallest one. I was just like, no, I'll just take it. You know what it had? It had like cumin in it. Who puts cumin into like snacks? But whatever. But I instantly felt that I didn't like this energy. And especially if you're dating, especially if you are entering new environments, looking for support, looking for coaches, looking for healers, and you feel the vibe is off, honor your feelings.
Oh
You
yeah, this is very important, because when you feel something like, I call it
that's
like
off. Something is off. Do
like
not go there.
no, this is not for you.
Exactly. Your real soul path is when you are choosing the vibration that aligns with you. If that makes sense.
When I met my, let's say, future husband,
Yes.
so
We're all
because the
waiting for
feeling,
this
being
story,
excited on being like, I don't know, like, I don't know, frozen, how do you say, petrified, is not good. I felt, when I first time saw him, when we met first time, I felt like calmness, peace, and yeah, this is the right place for me. It was just like, it's hard to say. It was so nice and so
at home.
peaceful.
At home.
At home, yeah. So this is the feeling. Because if you are kind of like excited, you feel like butterflies. So it might be like that you have stuff to work on with that person as well. It's from my experience. Yours might be different.
No, mine is the
But it's
same.
that look for this calmness, and for actually you don't need to change. You don't need to do nothing. You are good as you are. You're
Unconditional love.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and just it's and just look for relationships when you can be just yourself. That's it, authentic.
I would say from like the experience that I had was that I needed to become authentic first. I had those
Yeah.
programming
Oh
from
yeah.
corporate environment that I needed to be like, hello everyone, this is Wiktoria Sadlik. I have been the youngest business coach in a British Like I would introduce myself to people like that. Like seriously. It's not a great thing to share, but I was so hidden behind my corporate masks, and like so successful, and like I am successful, that still applies, but I allow myself, especially in my business, and this is what I teach to others, that you are allowed to feel happy, you are allowed to do whatever you want, you are allowed to share whatever experience, whatever message, and in whatever way you are, because if you are not showing yourself up as an authentic person, this is also in my program, is that I'm not going to cover all because this is my program, but uh, you are attracting, it's not your it's you are attracting the people that are on this vibration. And
Mhm.
if you're showing inauthenticity, it's not a conscious choice, it's just that they are vibrating with a mask of you, and you want to show your real self so that you attract people who like the real you. I heard this quote once that there are two people at a disadvantage when you're not showing your real self. Like, a, it's you, because everyone is like losing when you're not you, and the other people, because the other person doesn't even know you at this point, they know someone
Mm.
else, a mask, a an avatar, even, we say, that is just it's not worth it. Like, I know it sounds scary at first, I know authenticity may be difficult for people at the beginning, but this is just fears, these are just programming that you were shouted at, shame, guilt, blah blah blah, all of the traumas. But once you allow yourself to be yourself, and just like the people, I mean, even if you're inauthentic, you can find amazing people. Like, don't put this, set an intention that you'll find more people who make you even more authentic. Because I used to be scared saying, like, there is no creator, that God doesn't exist. I don't care, like, it doesn't. Like, I'm sorry if this someone doesn't resonate with this, then this is not a channel for you, and that's okay. Like, if imagine, like, someone would come here to my program expecting that I will tell them otherwise, unless you're going to clearly communicate what your values are, what your vision, what your mission, etc. You are not, like, do not hide your values, do not hide your approach towards life, because it's worthy. It's actually what's going to attract the real clients who resonate with your real message, not the one that you know you put yourself. Because there are those movements in business that you need to be more egotic than you should be. I do not believe in ego selling, whereas you're putting yourself above others. There's a difference between being a leader and being an egotic prick who thinks is everyone else because they have a business. That's a big difference. I've been in both, so well, speaking from experience. But because many people are afraid that if they're going to be vulnerable, I don't like this word vulnerability, but the word authentic with their clients, my clients benefit when I am authentic. This is my intention, and this is what happens in my reality. Even yesterday, I was like, I added a podcast in Polish. I said a real story of what really happened in my, some dating experiences. But I knew it was going to help them because it was an analogy of when you are. I'll share this analogy here as well. Manifestation. If you're not seeing the results of your manifestations, I'll share more instruction for this on my Instagram, but also when you're going to a shop, and you wanted to try out matcha. Like, you never had matcha before, the tea, you never had the matcha, and you go to the store and there is no matcha. Are you going to start crying? Are you going to shout at the source? Are you going to what if you can just affirm continuously, focusing on what you want, and the manifestation is going to come. Like, the fact that, for example, you have never had a matcha before, you have never dated a man who loved you and who accepted you and who liked you for yourself, doesn't mean that if you're going to go to a store that the matcha is not going to be there. Maybe this is not the
Yeah,
first store, maybe it's the
exactly.
second store. Actually, the truth is, if you're constantly approaching stores that are empty, you have a belief that there's
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
belief related to lack, and this needs to be cleansed. Because from the right that we have been given from the source is that we manifest instantly. The reason why people are not manifesting instantly is because we have been programmed. For example, I'll give you an example that I once heard from one of the people, one of people, that they had these situations. For example, that I'll give you an example for my personal life. When I had my family visit me, um, I was so mad. I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I don't like. It was like further family who wasn't treating well. Not but it wasn't like very bad, but they didn't treat well their children well. And I remember there was this child, and she wanted like a let's say a teddy bear. It was like a teddy bear related to the city, and they said they would get it to her. And uh, when we were like passing by the shop where they were meant to get it, they like made it as if she was like there was something wrong with her that she wanted it, because they said that they are going to buy her this teddy bear, and then they said like, no, why are you complaining? Why we're not buy like this is I mean this is not normal, but this is what sometimes happen in Polish families. Like there's such a I need to release this belief, but I genuinely believe people need to wake the fuck up and like stop looking for like causes of karma and shit, because if you're not going to be responsible for your child's development, like who's going to do it for you? Like because this is what I mean. I'm leaving all of the contracts for now, because there needs to be a grounding, a setting in saying like just wake the fuck up, because you're like if you're not going to treat your children with respect, not only they're going to get this in return, but you're also like stopping their manifestations power. And I already know what's going to happen to those, like what I could have done in this situation. So it was really sad, but like they loved me so much, those children, because I believe they never were unconditionally loved. I genuinely believe that there is a difference between loving your children unconditionally and loving them when they are like, this is a typical Polish saying, like when they are happy and grzeczne, like I don't know,
Polite,
polite.
calm,
Like
polite.
your child is not born to be polite, but I could have immediately saw this programming that was probably I also had it back then. Was that whenever I wanted something, like it would disappear. This is a program you can release. Your manifestation should be happening instantly. If they are not, it means you have a program that can be cleansed.
Yeah.
Is this
So,
is this the end of our podcast? Do you want to pull a
no,
card?
actually, I just noticed something. I will
Yeah.
show you
Yes.
in ancient Atlantis, let's say. It was like they used this for water, for river,
I
to
saw
provide.
I saw it in a museum.
And I don't know, I draw it because I can do like diagnostic pictures and as
Mhm.
well for therapies.
Can
So
I
I
see?
drew it a long time ago, and actually you can use it like this, but it should be the other way around, yeah, so the water can see it. Yeah, and that's it.
What does this picture mean?
It's like because water has its own like way of flowing, and in ancient rivers and old rivers, like the water bag were never straight; they were like this, and the water had like they were like different jak są nurty, um,
Streams.
streams like this.
Mm-hmm.
And Victor Schauneberg, I think,
Mhm.
from Germany, he wrote a book about it. And this is something like that. So it makes like the particles in water, the molecules, they just, the way they are organized, they flow.
Mm.
We can't see it, but it's just like this. It's on a molecular level. Yeah.
And even today, I wonder who manifested that. We started half past, because if you understand everything is going to happen the way you want to, you can stop worrying. Because even within my business, if something doesn't go my way, I have this assumption that everything is leading me to my manifestations. And today, I didn't really wake up. I mean, I woke up, but I wasn't like ready. I felt I needed to eat something, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to hurry! I need to do this, that." After awakening, everything is going to fall into what it's supposed to be. Then Beata this is what I mean. Am I really speaking with Beata, or is Beata my creation? Like, I open the phone and she says, like, let's meet half an hour later, because we affect every single person. But there is like it. I believe it's your choice. If you can, because I believe we do create people like out of thin air. We materialize energy. You can materialize people. I believe this, but you need to be on a level of consciousness where you allow yourself to be the creator. I don't believe we attract people. I believe we create. Some people we attract, but I believe when it comes to your soulmate, what does creation of your soulmate mean? Is a creation of a person. Like, you are, this is a deep spirituality, but if you think about this, we are creating a new timeline, a new reality, because every single second, every single minute, we are changing a timeline, and you are actually creating a timeline of, like, this person, like, could have not like, this person might not have lived before. Like, you have created it, you have created their whole story, you have created a whole background. But as I say, this is a deep spirituality, to understand that you can create energy. You are not attracting energy. I mean, it is true that you can attract, but I believe at the level where you will understand you are the creator, you are able to create people, not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
humans.
yeah. And like you said, we're creating, lifetimes every single second. And
Yeah.
again, like Dolores Cannon said, there are like so many different lifetimes. So we can jump within our one lifetime from one to another, don't, like this.
Yeah.
It depends on our, let's say, decisions. That's it, our thoughts.
That's what I mean. If you believe you are the creator, if you will
Yeah.
make this decision consciously, that you allow yourself, because people, this is also what Source told me about manifesting a partner, was that you don't understand it correctly. You can create whoever the F you want, like, create. I didn't hear attract, you can create. And I was like, let's do this.
Yeah. It should be our next podcast about it, how to create. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or attract or
create.
whatever. Yeah, your partner. Yeah.
So shall we complete? Can you pull another card for us, just like the end card? And you must understand this. Me, as a person who is extremely aware of what media and messages they receive,
Give me
I
a
am
minute. I will,
yours.
I the way I draw cards is just like I follow my intuition,
Oh,
and
you'll
my
draw. I love
intuition
this.
tells me to take a different ones.
Oh no, I love that. If you can draw something for us, that's even better. But I'm going to say that I'm not a person who believes in cards, who gives power to anyone else rather than myself. But with Beata, I allow Beata to pull some cards for me sometimes, and I trust her pictures as well. So
uh, Angels of abundance.
yeah,
Wow, just for us. Yeah, I think it's quite okay. I can see. Wow. Nice card.
how courage
Have courage.
and ask for
Ask.
help.
Have courage to ask for and accept help.
Of course, my ego is always saying I am the creator, whereas I can ask,
Yeah,
as I can receive.
but look, asking for help is a sign of strength,
Yeah,
as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often, when you ask Source for help, prayers are answered through other people.
oh, that's true.
Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Easy peasy. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, just ask, because there is free will. So sometimes if you don't ask, so
I actually don't have this assumption. I assume that
no,
sources.
yeah, but in because like for most of the life, I wanted everything to do by myself. Yeah, just myself. Yeah,
The
I don't need
spiritual
anybody.
ego. Yeah, I'm better than source. I
Yeah,
can do it by myself. I'll prove to everyone, including myself and the source, that I can do it.
yeah. So you are beautiful. Love yourself. Ask for help if you need it, and offer your help to others. It's just so simple.
That's so true. And you know what popped up now? Like the love for humanity.